For my ears, these instruments, the gongs, made out of this lovely metal, are really playing the music of the interplanetary spaces rather than music of the Earth. In fact, I heard a member of the audience say, it sounds like outer space. I mean, this is very true, because when the music of the spheres that reaches the Earth, something happens to it. The tones are buried in matter. All around us, every piece of matter, they all have tones in them. And we can hear when we tap something what the substance is, its density, its relative weight, and so forth. And the tones even reside in our own language. You know, in the sounds we make, the consonants. A B will always sound lower pitched than a P, and a G than a K. These musical tones, when they reach the Earth, something happens to them. And now what I have here is a harp, an instrument on which one can play music, an art form. And in this talk, I'd like to look for the connection between art, music, nature, and plants. And first of all, as it's a huge subject, I'm going to approach it from several sides rather than attempt to go through it in a linear fashion. First of all, in respect of art, I'm very struck by Goethe's comment that in art, it is the intentions that are important. This is what we really identify as giving a work of art some magic. However, perhaps imperfectly, it is realized. It's the intentions. Now, all the arts in the world, virtually all of them, have models in the physical world. The artist works from ideals, the painter from colors and forms, the dramatist from situations that he's heard of or invented or derived from other sources. The sculptor from forms around him or her. Now, it doesn't mean you have to do only representational work. You can combine elements to make non-representational work. But in terms of the archetypes, this is true of all the arts except music. With music, we cannot look for models outside in nature. Not really. We have to draw the music from ourselves, unless, of course, we copy another musician. And with everything except music, the artist forms mental images and chooses elements to make the work of art. Okay? Now, Schopenhauer, a very interesting 19th century luminary, said that the artist reproduces the archetypal pictures of the will of nature. But bear in mind, these are the pictures, but not in music, because tone is a direct expression of the will of nature. It's not a picture of it. It's a direct expression. And because of this, because we don't have to form mental pictures, because it's the actual will of nature that we hear in musical tones, music can therefore affect every body, whether you're a baby in the womb, or a babe in the pram, or a child or an adult. Music can have effects. It can be very powerful for healing, for changing your mood, for making you spend more in the supermarket. So tone is a direct expression of the will. And if we have our ear to this, we can realize that music also affects plants and is known to affect animals as well. But particularly, research has been done on its effects on plants. Now, that music of the gongs we heard It is music that floats and creates images of vast spaces. For me, the gongs are not instruments of the earth. They are like the sun radiating out an incredible energy, which comes to meet us on the earth. And as it reaches the earth, it changes. And one of the interesting discoveries long ago, by Pythagoras amongst others, is that when we play a long string, harmonics are created on it. This, if you like, is a natural fact. And the same thing occurs when we blow a long pipe. You get a series of harmonics. You get the octave, you get the fifth, you get another octave, you get the third, you get another fifth, you get a seventh, another octave. And in fact, through purely natural substances, we create the major scale. A scale which naturally wants to rise up. The diatonic scale, do, re, mi, is formed purely out of harmonics that are found in long strings and pipes. And that's been known for thousands of years, and various musical systems have been developed from it. But if you buy a flute in India or in China, it'll still have this basic scale as that's the notes on the flute. There will be variations, but that's the underlying pattern. It's found all over the world because this basic fact of the harmonics is found all over the earth. Okay. And now another picture I'd like to present to you. Here we are, we're living surrounded by plants and in the mineral kingdom and with the animals. We have 4 kingdoms. And I like this little mantra. In the mineral realm, the gods sleep. In the plant realm, the gods dream. In the animal realm, the gods wake. And in the human realm, we have the capacity to think. Now, these realms are accomplished, finished facts. They're the result of creative work created by beings who, unlike humanity, unlike us, do not now appear on Earth. And evolution currently is taking place in the human being, as I'm sure we all surmise. Now, only we humans possess a consciousness that can deny the divine. Only human beings are really capable of thinking about what has been created. And so thinking represents a new phase in the evolution of the earth. And that's why we're all here today, to enjoy some thinking. Now, the material realm, which is really the only one that humanity has mastered today, out of which all of our buildings and cars and things are made, has the quality of condensation. It condenses, it's hard. And let's say the gods are deeply asleep in that substance. In plants, we see vitality. That is what they express everywhere. The animal, the primary aspect is really desire. And we have all these characteristics on top of which is thinking. I'm talking in very broad strokes here because I know time is limited. So the plant is vitality. And really, we have a very reciprocal relationship with the plant covering of the planet Earth. When we look at the human being, we can even see ourselves as a form of plant. In fact, for the Greeks, they could see trees within us. If you've seen the anatomical drawings, you'll know what I mean about the blood, the capillary system, about the nervous system. And even our lungs are like 2 inverted trees.